I'm Colin. Welcome to Learn Somatics. In today's video, I'm going to show you a sequence of movements designed to resolve or reduce a posterior pelvic tilt. And a posterior pelvic tilt looks like this. So it's when the tail is kind of tucked under and the front of the pelvis, the pubic bone, is drawn up towards the sternum. And this is usually caused by tightness in the belly, a rounding of the back, and tightness in the hamstrings as well. So we're going to address those areas. We're going to release the belly, release the hamstrings, and see if that doesn't help to reduce our posterior pelvic tilt and get the pelvis resting in a more natural position. So with the first movement, we're going to begin on our back, knees bent, feet flat. And much like with most somatic movements, we're actually going to deliberately tilt our pelvis into a posterior tilt. And we're going to press our lower back. You can put your fingers on the front of your hips here so you can actually feel what your pelvis is doing. You're just going to press your lower back into the floor, and you'll feel that makes your tail roll up off the floor. And if you were in standing, that would be tucking your tail. Because you're on your back, it's rolling the tail off the floor. And just notice what that feels like. And if you feel your belly, you'll feel that to tuck your tail under is to engage your belly. And from there, just slowly let that relax. And you'll find your belly softens and your tail comes down back onto the floor. Let's just do that a couple of times. Pressing the back down, so we're actively or deliberately bringing our pelvis into a posterior pelvic tilt. And we're contracting the muscles that were drawn into that tilt, and then just slowly letting that relax. And this is the fastest way to resolve this, is to actually do it deliberately so that we can stop doing it. We'll do that a couple more times, pressing the lower back down, rolling the tail up, the pelvis is rolling somewhat towards my chest, belly is tight, and then slowly relax to rest. And we'll do that one more time, pressing the lower back down, rolling the pelvis so the tail sort of pulls up off the floor. And we shouldn't feel it in the glutes at the moment, we just want to feel it in our belly. We're using our belly muscles and the action of pressing our back down to pick or to roll the tail off the floor. And from there, just slowly relax to rest. Okay, so we noted at the beginning that also the hamstrings will tend to be tight when there's a posterior pelvic tilt. So let's address that as well. So you can move your feet a little bit away from your bum for this one. What we're going to do is, using your 2 feet at the same time, you're going to, using the entirety of the sole of your foot, I want you to pull the floor towards your bum. So that's going to look something like this. It's going to be small movements. I'm just pulling the floor towards my bum, and you're going to feel that makes your backs of your thighs a little bit tight. And then just slowly relax to rest. So this is going to be a nice simple way to start releasing some tension in the hamstrings. We'll do that one more time, just pulling the floor towards our bum, using our feet, using our toes, using our heels. Keep your sole of your foot flat on the floor and see if you can make it feel about equal with the degree to which you're pulling left and right. And then slowly relax the effort and come back to rest. And let's do that 2 more times. Drawing the floor back towards our bum. You'll feel how it sort of pulls your body in the direction of your feet. And then slowly relax. And we'll do that one last time. Pulling with the feet, pulling with the feet, dragging, intending to drag the heels towards the bum, and then slowly relaxing. Okay, so we've relaxed the belly a little bit, we've relaxed the hamstrings a little bit. Now we want to combine those 2 movements so we can really deliberately make a posterior pelvic tilt and then release it. So press your back down again so the tail rolls up and holds, your belly is tight, and add to that your feet dragging, pulling towards your bum. And then slowly relax to rest. So now we're engaging the 2 areas at the same time, which is what we're doing anyway if we're in a posterior tilt. So by doing it on purpose, we're able to make it deliberate, and then we can stop doing it. So flatten the back down, tail rolls up, pull with the feet along the ground towards your bum. And just note that my feet don't actually move, it's just that pressing down and pulling to engage the hamstrings. Press the back down, see if you can equal up the efforts between those actions. And then just slowly let everything soften out and relax. And we'll do that 2 more times. Flatten the back, pull with the feet, feel the tension in the hamstrings, feel the tension in the belly, feel how your back is round, while your back is flat, and then slowly relax all efforts, and you'll probably feel your back actually starts to go into a little bit of an arch even. It comes into sort of a natural arch. We'll just do that one more time. Flatten the back, pull with the feet, make sure your belly is tight, and intentionally press down with your lower back so your tail is rolled up, it's in that tucked under position, and then slowly relax it back to rest. Okay, and now we want to elaborate on that a little further. So we're going to add the top half of the body in, put the hands behind the head. So flatten the back again, pull with the feet, and now curl up to look at your knees. And you'll be making yourself tighten your belly, and because you're pulling with your feet, you're going to be tightening your hamstrings as well. And then slowly and carefully come back to rest, like so. So now we're making it a full body action by involving the top half as well. Okay, on your next exhale, flatten the back down, pull with the feet, curl up to look at your knees, and then slowly relax back to rest. And we're going to do that 2 more times, and be very conscious that you're making this posterior pelvic tilt more exaggerated. You're doing it on purpose. You're flexing forward, you're posteriorly tilting the pelvis, and you're tightening the hamstrings on purpose so that you can slowly relax out of it again. Okay, on the exhale, press the lower back down, tail rolls up, pull with the feet, curl up, feel the tension in the belly, and you'll feel it in your hamstrings. And then slowly come on back to rest. So, and let's do that one final time. So we're nice and clear. Low back presses down, tail rolls up, pull with the feet, curl up to look at the knees, and then slowly and carefully relax all the way back to complete rest, like so. Okay, so you can let your arms down and put your legs out straight, and just notice how that feels when you're laying out flat now. If you've done that slowly and carefully, you'll probably have a sense of there being a bit more space under your lower back, like the arch, the natural arch of the lower back has returned, and the front of the hips feeling a little more open, and the backs of the legs feeling a little more open, hamstrings. So now that we've released the tension in the belly and the hamstrings and we've got things a little more level, we actually want to go a little bit in the opposite direction so that our brain gets a chance to feel the opposite direction, feel anterior pelvic tilt. So bend your legs again and pop your hands behind your head. And this time we're going to arch our back. So we're going to roll our tail down into the floor. We're going to make a bigger arch. So we're further lengthening out our belly. And then we're going to slowly let that relax. And we're going to curl up and do the same movement we were doing, pulling with the feet, rolling the tail up, curling up, and then slowly relax back to rest. And then from here, we're going to arch into that other position. So now we're really going in the opposite direction, letting our brain know that that's possible. Tail is pressed down, and then slowly relaxing. And the back come down, flattening the back, rolling the tail under, pulling with the heels, pulling with the feet, pulling with the feet, curling up, and then slowly coming back down. So we're just adding this arch to allow us to go fully in the opposite direction. There's our arch, presses the tail down, and then slowly releasing one last time, tucking the tail under or rolling the tail up, pressing it back down, pulling with the feet, curling up. And we're going to finish on an arch so that we finish in the open position. Come down, rolling onto our tail, arching the back. And from there, just slowly relax to rest. Lay out flat and see how that feels. So if you've taken your time, done that slowly and carefully, you should be have a bit more of a natural arch in your back. You should feel more relaxed in the back of the thighs and the hamstrings. The legs should feel flatter on the table. And just the hips, pelvis, low back area should feel more comfortable generally. So if you've got a posterior pelvic tilt, you can give that a try, see if it doesn't help. Find this video useful, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.